I'm getting ready to use his words against him. Because what was my number one rule? I am looking for what? Serious. I am not playing with this deal. So Brian, whoops, back that up. Somebody accidentally fucked. Go back one foot. Wait a minute, I got it. There it is. You don't have to be smart to do this, I already said that. So, Brian, what did you like about what you saw? Now, here's one more little piece before I flow right through this. You ask a question, you be quiet. This is not about your thoughts, your feelings, your nervousness, anything. This is about, right now, I'm getting ready to give them the opportunity to live their life with thousands of people downstream. Does that make sense? When you look at these, feel free to take a picture if this resonates with you, if this makes sense at the end. If you want to use this, then by all means, do it. So Brian, what did you like best about what you saw? Whatever Brian's response is to question number one, Brian sees me, write the answer down. So I write down beside number one on the back of my enrollment form, what did you like best? So most of the time, they say they like to travel. And then, sometimes I have to prod them, did the business part intrigue you at all? Oh yeah, I want to make money. So basically, whatever they write down, if they say, I want to get, like a lady the other night that I quote, she said, I want to go to Australia. My husband wants to go to Alaska. So I wrote down Australia, Alaska. I asked her if the money intrigued her, and she said yes. So I said, so you're open to making more money? And she said yes. So by question number one, it had Anchorage, Alaska, it had Australia, and it also had making more money. Does that make sense? Cool. So the next question. Brian, tell me more about that. You see, at that point in time, what you do is you put it back to the prospect for them to sell themselves. Does that make sense? Tell me more about going to Australia. Tell me more about going to Alaska. Tell me more about making more money. And then I'll be quiet. So guess what I'm doing as they're talking? I'm writing their answers down. And this is the most important response. Because you'll see in just a minute, this is the one that I'm going to use against them. So, example of somebody that I had, this is a true statement, and yes, I am a hillbilly, but this is the response I got. I asked a couple, young married couple, what do they like best? They want to travel, they like the money. But then I said, well, tell me more about that. And the wife, you see, it was one of those deals that the husband saw it, and then he went, he's not dominant force in that equation. And then she got on the internet for like 4 days. So when I walked into this meeting, she's one of those that was talking about, when I walked in, the plants were dead. So she already had her arms crossed, her eyes crossed, her legs crossed, and she's sitting there looking at me. So after the video ended, and I did exactly what I'm showing you right here, this is what this lady who was negative, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't care if they signed up because I didn't have to work with her. She signed up anyway, put 2 people on the next day, so what do I do, right? So, back to this. I said, tell me more about that, Brianne. And Brianne said this. She said, I want to make more money. I wanted to be able to buy a house, have a farm, and be able to have a bunch of cats. Roll that down. More money, a house, a farm, barn cats. And then this is what the husband said. He spoke up and he said, yeah, I want to go out on the back deck and use the back. I don't have to worry about anybody seeing me. So guess what? I wrote it down. This is the story. So the next question. This is an assumption question. I looked at him and I said, you want to make a little bit of money? Or you want to make a lot of money? Guess what the answer always is to this question? A lot. So guess what I did? I wrote a lot down like question number 3, and I was the whole time. then I say, well, what for? So then they go back to question number 2, and they talk about how they live in a close subdivision. There's no privacy there. She's got horses on a farm in another county away that she would like to store, on her farm where she lives instead of having to drive back and forth. She wanted those barn cats. I don't know what that was about, but anyway, she wanted the barn cats. So guess what? I wrote all that down. With me? Then I asked the next question. Brianne, Caleb, at your current job, how long would it be able to take you to be able to travel more, to be able to buy the house, farm, you can have your horses with you instead of in Rogersville, to be able to have the barn cats? And I said, Caleb, so you can have the ability to go out and use the bathroom. Guess what their answer was? Never. They were telling me that their dreams were going to happen. So guess what I wrote down in my question number 5? Never. So, this is where the rubber meets the road. Again, I am assuming the sale. There is so much power that I don't have time to go into this mindset, but here's what I said. Caleb, Brianne, where do you see yourself getting started? At the bottom, working slowly toward the goals of being able to have a house on a farm so that your horses are with you, so that you can have an unlimited number of barn cats, and Caleb can have the freedom to use the bathroom. Or do you want to put yourself in the best position so that will allow you to accomplish your goals faster? Guess what their answer was? Faster. Now watch this. I got this signature move. Flip the paper over, set it down in front of them, take the pen right there, and I say, great. Welcome to the team. How do you spell your first name? How is that? Please, I want you to understand things that happen right here. Number 1, this was not about me. Number 2, a 5th grader could have done that. All they had to do was read from a list of questions. Is that a fair statement? What was the negative prospect sitting over there that had been on the internet from Saturday to Tuesday, and she had all these preconceived notions of what she didn't understand and all this stuff, and she picked up the pen and started. It's that simple.